Hello guys, welcome again to Python programming for kids and teens. Hope you guys are learning a lot and having fun. This is the third video in this series. If you have not seen the first two videos, please watch the first two videos before you watch this video. In today's lesson, we're going to be looking at three things. The first one, we're going to be looking at installation of Visual Studio Code. So Visual Studio Code is the code editor that we'll be using for this class. So if you have not installed Visual Studio Code, please, you have to follow the instruction to install it. If you have installed Visual Studio Code before, you can just skip to the next thing. So the next thing that we're going to be looking at is Python installation. We're going to be installing Python on our machine so that we can start programming in Python. And after installing Python programming, we are going to write our first Python code today. And I hope that you guys are excited to start coding in Python. Go to Google and type download Visual Studio Code. Download Visual Studio Code and press enter. So this is the website that we're going to download Visual Studio Code from. This one, make sure that it's the same one that you are looking at on your PC. Then we click on download. Then since we are going to download for our Windows operating system, right? So you click on Windows right here, then the download is gonna. So now we have the download in here. It's running. So when it's done, so wait for it to be done. So now it's done. Then all you have to do is double click on this. So we want to install Visual Studio Code. You double click on that. It will take some time for it to come up. It's running. So you first see this. So this is saying that you agree to all these terms and conditions. So you click on accept, then next, and you specify where you want it to be installed. You don't need to change anything, just click on next, then click on next. So then you want to say create a desktop icon so you can be able to launch your Visual Studio Code from your desktop. So you check this one, then you click on next, then you click on install. So it will take some time to install depending on the speed and the memory size on your PC. Let's give it a second. So now the installation is done. So if you want, so I recommend just leave this one checked. So that means it will launch the Visual Studio Code for us to see. So just click on finish and it's going to open Visual Studio Code for you. Finish. Visual Studio Code is going to come on. So this is what you will see. Welcome, open folder Visual Studio in the terminal, right? So these are all the files and all of that. I'm going to teach you guys how to use this, but this is how to install Visual Studio Code. I hope this is pretty straightforward. To install Python on Windows, I'll go to Google and type install Python on Windows, and it will take you to this website, download Python. Make sure that it's the same website, okay? So then you just click on download Python, okay, and then all you have to do is click on download Python 3.11.4. If you are watching this video later in future, this Python version might have changed, right? So any version of Python will work for this class. Okay, so click on download Python. So it will download the Python executable file. Make sure that the download is done fully. See that circle mark here, stop blinking. Okay, depending on the speed of your system, it might take some time for it to fully download. Okay, if it takes time, just pause this video and wait for it to download. So now it's done. All you have to do is double click on this, right? So double click on this. You see it's opening. Okay, don't click on it too many times. So now it says, oh yeah, now we want to install our Python, and the Python is from, so my system is 64-bit. You see, that's what I was trying to explain to you guys the other time. Before you click on install now, make sure that you check this, add python.exe to path. I will tell you guys later what that is doing. So all you have to do is install now, click on that, then it's going to install everything that we need. This might take a little time. Okay, good. So now the installation is done. Setup was successful. So now we just click on close. So before we end that, so like we need to verify that the Python was actually correctly installed on our PC, and this is how to check it. So in your Visual Studio Code, we can check if Python was successfully installed. Or the first thing that we need to do, we need to close Visual Studio Code and open it again. So close your Visual Studio Code, then open Visual Studio Code again. Okay, so in Visual Studio Code, we are going to open our command line. If it will open up. Okay, cool. So in here, so go to terminal right here. See up here, go to terminal, then you click on new terminal. I'm gonna wait for this to load up properly. You see I'm using it slow, so So I click on new terminal. So you have to click on new terminal up there. Take some time for it to come up. Okay, so now, so this terminal is going to be here and this is going to be here. So all you have to do is type Python. Okay, so type Python in this command line, then you press enter. So if you see something like this, Python 3.1.4, so that means your Python was successfully installed. If you see any error, you might have to install your Python again. But if you see something like this, that means your Python is good. So to leave this place, just exit, then you do this. There's one more thing that I want us to do. I want us to install plugin for Python. So the plugin will be the one to be giving us tips and some corrections if you are writing our code wrong. Okay, so what you want to do is come up here. I think not, it's here. The extension is right here. So you click on this. So then in here, so don't forget you click on this. Okay, so then in here just type Python. Okay, so then after typing Python, then I'll click on this one. Oh yeah, I have it installed already. Okay, so let's assume that I don't have it installed, so let me uninstall it. Then I want to install it, then you just click on install to show you that it's installing. Probably gonna take like 30 seconds, maybe more. But yeah, so like this IntelliSense, is just to kind of help you to write better code, right? So if you make mistakes, it's gonna suggest what mistake you have and how to correct the mistake. Okay, but yeah, so that is it. So if you have Python installed, you will see this right here, and you should be able to install this plugin. But it's kind of slow for me right now. Maybe I'll just stop it. But yeah, so after it's installed, okay, good. Okay, so now it's installed, and everything is fine. So we have Visual Studio Code installed for people that don't have it, and we have our Python installed, and we verified that the Python that we installed is working fine. To install Python on your operating system, go to google.com and type this: download Python for Mac. So when you click on that, then you see this Python releases for Mac operating system. Then you click on that, then you see a lot of things that you can download, but the one that we want to use for this class is 3.11.4. so just download this installer. So just download that. It's gonna download everything for you, and after that, this is gonna be in our download folder. So you see it's right in here. So all you have to do is double click on that to run the installer. So so you just click on continue, click on continue. So you have to agree to this. You have to scroll all the way down, then click on continue. So you agree to that, then you click on install. So it's gonna install. So you have to give it your password. I still remember mine. Okay, good. Oh, it doesn't like that. So it's installing now. It might take some time. So the installation is done and Python is installed. Is it done? Probably not. So let me see. Okay, so yes, so see, it's done. So you can just close this, then you can move the installer to trash. You can do that, then you can close it. So now to verify that we have our Python successfully installed, so we can verify in Visual Studio Code. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is, so we need to close our Visual Studio Code. Okay, so close your Visual Studio Code, then go back and open Visual Studio Code again. Okay, so then at the top here, so go to terminal, then click on new terminal. Okay, then you see all of this, then under here type Python. Okay, so if you type Python and you're able to see Python show up, this should be Python 3.11, right? But because I have Python installed already, so that is using a different version. But yeah, you should see Python show up here, and then you should see this 3// greater than sign, right? That shows that you have Python installed. If you see any error that says Python is not recognizable, that means your installation is not good, so that means you need to do it again. But if you have any question, let me know. Okay, so just type exit in here. So one more thing that I want you guys to do, I want you guys to install an extension for Python. So this extension is one that will help us to program very well. You know, if you make a mistake in your code, it will suggest what you need to do for you. Okay, so just come down here, click on extension, then in here search for Python in here. Okay, so the first one that comes up, this one from Microsoft, so click on that. So you see I have it installed already. You know, it's supposed to say install, so I will uninstall it just to show you guys. Oh, it seems I can't uninstall it. Okay, but anyways, so so you should be able to install it. So just it will show installed, then click on install, and if it is successful, then you'll be able to see this that say disable, uninstall, and all of that. Okay, so that's how to install Python on your operating system, and also install the extension that we're going to use. So and then in your command line, you should be able to see Python in here. Okay, so let's start writing code in Python. We're going to write a very simple code today, and the code is just to print something on the command line. Like you want to command the computer like to print something to you using a Python, right? So to start with, I want you guys to create a folder, right? You can either create a folder in here, or you create a folder in your file explorer or your finder, right? So but I am going to create a folder here. It's very good to create a folder so that you put things together in one place, right? So I'm going to create a folder here, and I'm going to call that folder Python project. You can call it anything you want, but make sure that there is no space between the folder name. Python, you see project, don't put space. I mean, it's not necessary, but it's good not to use space. Okay, so name it Python project. Okay, so then you click on that. So now we have a folder. So we want to create a file. So okay, so let's create a file in here. So this is how to create a file. Again, you can create a file in here, or you can go to your file explorer to create a file for Windows anyways. So then you create a file in here, then let's call our code hello world, because we want the let's call it hello. So every Python file has to end with .py. Okay, so you can name it, you can name this anything, this hello anything, but this .py must be there. Okay, so call it anything then .py. So you see, when I put the .py there, it shows the Python logo. If I remove this, see, it doesn't show Python logo. So that shows you, if you have the thing like it correctly, you should have the Python logo in here. Then press enter. So now the Python file is open for us. So now let's write code. So today I just want to show you how to command your computer to show you something on the command line, right? You know, the command to tell Python to print something for you is easy. So you just say print. That's the command. Okay, then you have a bracket or parentheses. Okay, then anything that you want to print, you have to put it in double quotes. So then anything that you want to type, you can type. So I'm going to type hello world exclamation mark. You can type anything. Then you see this is not saved, then you save it. See, then don't forget, you see print parentheses, then double quote, then you put anything that you want to print in there. This is how to print a string. Okay, I'll let you guys know what a string is and other types of things that you can print, but for today let's keep things simple. Okay, so now you have your code. How do we run it? Like, this is not like a website that you use your Google Chrome to open. This is an application, a Python application, and you can run it by going here. Okay, so if you click here, it will see run Python file. So just click here and it is going to run for you, and then you see it gives you the output down here, hello world. Okay, so let's see, for example, if I don't put this quote in there, you see it's telling me that there's error in my code, and it's going to highlight it red. So make sure that you put quotes in there, and even if you put single quote, it's still going to give you error anyways. Oh well, maybe single quote works. Let's see. Yeah, single quote works, but single quote is usually for like if you want to write an alphabet. So it's good practice to use double quotes. So always use double quotes. Okay, so let's say I want to print something else. So I want to say, okay, hello world, my name is this. So I'll say print my name is Ayomide. Okay, so then I run the code again. So it says hello world, my name is Ayomide, which is really good. So this is how you print something on the command line. And I was actually expecting it to put it on the same line, but it's not. Okay, so but yeah, so this is how you command the Python program to print something for you. So you can even print number. You can say print 4, it's gonna print it for you. And you can even tell it to do some arithmetic for you. Say print 4 plus 5 or 4 times 5 or something like that. So if you run it, see, it's gonna give you your results. So this is how you command the computer to do stuff for you. So so this is one way to run your code. I mean, yeah, it's probably the best way in here, but if you don't want to run your code this way, there's another way to run it. So let me delete this one. So you just come to your file in here, you know, if you want to do things in a complex way, then you say open in integrated terminal, then it's going to give you the path, then you say Python, then the name of your file hello.py, then press enter. It will run it. Okay, it's the same thing as clicking on this, because when you click on this, what this is actually doing is running hello or Python hello.py. So let me show you. See, if I click on this, see what it's doing right here. You see right here. So this is what you see is referencing it up to this way. Okay, so it calls Python, then it gives you the directory of where your file is. But anyways, so that's how to command the computer to print something. So I'm going to give you guys like a short quiz, to create a new Python file and make the Python file to and make Python to print some information about yourself. I hope you guys have learned one thing or the other in this video. So this is the quiz that I want you guys to work on. I want you guys to write a Python code that prints your name, your age, and any fun things you know about computer, right? So you have to create a new Python file. You can call it quiz.py or anything that you want to call it, right? Then you have to write code that will print out this. So I showed example for you. So assuming your name is Messi and your age is 8, and your fun thing that you like about computer is, I know computer is smart, right? So but try to come up with something on your own. All right guys, thank you for watching the today's video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and share this video with your friends. So if you have any question, if you are unable to install Visual Studio Code or Python or anything, please leave your question in the comment section below, and I will make sure to to address your questions. Thank you. See you guys in the next video.